true crime friends. Happy Monday. I'm so excited that it's a Monday. And honey, the true crime story that I have for you today. Listen, we need to talk about Miss Erin Patterson. But first, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. That helps other true crime friends find us, and then we can all have a kiki together. Also, don't forget your bingo card. I'm going to put the link to the bingo cards right down here in the description so you can watch the video and enjoy yourself and have your morning coffee and your morning kiki. And then when you go back and rewatch it later, you can play bingo and maybe win a prize. So look, Erin Patterson over there in Australia, right? Apparently, have y'all heard about this lady? Okay, so she is breaking up with her husband, right? And I was like, okay, that happens. You know, not all families work out. They have a couple kids. And she was like, you know what? I've been with this man for a long time. I want him to have a nice, amicable divorce. So I'm going to have my ex-husband and my his parents, and then like his auntie and her husband over for lunch. Like, it's a Saturday afternoon. Let's have them over for lunch. This is going to be a good idea because I want a nice, smooth, easy divorce. And look, I made beef Wellington. Don't you just love a beef Wellington? That like rich, creamy mushroom sauce and the beef and the Wellington and the rice of it all. Okay, so look. And then she was like, kids, why don't y'all go to the movies? Just go to the movie. I think the Barbie movie is that good. Go see the movie. And so she serves a nice lunch. And she's like, I made all the plates. And I said, everybody, pick whichever plate you want. Everybody picked their plate. They sat down. They had a lovely time. Then a couple of hours after lunch, they started getting sick. And she was like, that's unfortunate. Maybe you should take a little Pepto. And then her in-laws died. Sorry. I was like, what? And then the auntie, like her husband's great aunt or whatever, also died. And the auntie's husband also is deathly ill and on like life support waiting for a liver transplant. The ex-husband was like, yeah, nah, she crazy. I'm going to pass on that meal. Turns out she used poisoned mushrooms in the beef Wellington. What? Look, here's the thing. These are called death cap mushrooms, right? Now, credit where credit is due. This story came from our friend over there from reporting live from my sofa, Paul with his little dog, Roscoe P. Coltrane. Hey, Paul and Roscoe, how y'all doing? I had to put on my seatbelt so I didn't fall off my sofa. But look, so these folks had these mushrooms. Now listen, you know Paul has all facts and I have all gossip. So if you would like the facts and the figures, I definitely encourage you to go over there and see my friend Paul. But if you just want to know the tea, honey, I have the tea. So look, this lady is a mushroom forager, right? And so she usually goes out in the forest and she's like proficient at getting her own mushrooms. Number one, why would you go in the forest? You don't belong in the forest. You know who belongs in the forest? The trees and the animals and the whatever else. Not humans. You're supposed to be on the couch. You're supposed to be on the subway. You're supposed to walk down the streets in the subway. The forest is not safe. I mean, if you happen to, like if you throw in a football and it goes in there, you can go get it. But other than that, stay out the forest. But anyway, so this lady usually goes to the forest and she forages her own mushrooms and she dries them out and then she serves them to her family. And normally it has not been a problem because she is like an expert mushroom forager. And I'm like, okay, Erin girl, that sounds suspect to me, but do whatever you're going to do, right? Her husband was like, yeah, she's making the food. I don't like her no way. So that's going to be a no for me, dog. And he didn't show up at the meal. So over at the hospital, they were like, oh, what did y'all eat? What's going on? Both your in-laws are dead. Now, the symptoms of death cap mushrooms, first of all, they're only found in the wild. Second of all, you're not supposed to eat them, obviously. I don't think you should eat nothing you just found right there on the forest floor. That is a terrible idea. And they were like, girl, where'd the mushrooms come from? And she was just like, I bought some from my local market and some from an Asian market, dried mushrooms like months ago. I don't know where. What you're not going to do is defame our Asian markets because Asian markets have delicious food. Amazing. I love the bulgogi from 99 Ranch or Ranch 99. I don't know if y'all have that, but it is a fantastic Asian market. So anyway, apparently, if you come in contact with death cap mushrooms, what happens is you eat them. They're delicious. They look like every other mushroom you've ever seen in your life. And then like 8 to 12 hours later, you get deathly ill. But here's the thing. Sometimes that illness passes and you're like, oh, I dodged a bullet. Then like 3 days later, your liver shuts down. That is a stealth homicide weapon. 3-4 days later, they probably processed out of your system and nobody can catch you. Old girl was like, look, I'm sick of them. I'm sick of their mouth. I'm sick of everything. I'm about to do everybody in. My only regret is that my ex-husband didn't get none of these mushrooms. But okay, he's not here. I'm just going to have to unalive his auntie and uncle and his parents. tea. Girl. Okay, so look. She should have just put some antifreeze in the Diet Coke. Like, that would have been so much easier. All that chopping and cooking, and then you got to sit with them for 3 hours while you have the lunch. It's too much. But I'm here for the story. So Miss Erin was like, why would people blame me? I also got sick. She got a little bit sick. And then she's like, I served the leftovers to my children. Sure you did, girl. Sure you did. Because it's been days and the kids are fine. And she's like, well, they don't like mushrooms, so I scraped them off the plate. Something tells me that if you had those mushrooms and it was all up in the sauce and it was all on the plate and whatever, then like the juices or the whatever makes them deadly probably would have gotten your kids. I'm willing to bet that, yes, you served them leftovers of the other side's spare batch that you made for them, not that batch that you served to them in-laws. Listen, I appreciate that you're like, oh, me and my mother-in-law, we have a very good relationship. My father-in-law, I love these people. These are my loved ones. Okay, girl. All right. You going through a divorce, but you real tight with your his auntie and uncle and his parents. Okay. Whose side do you think they were on in the divorce? Something tells me not yours. I'm just saying. Also, the fact that they are no longer on this mortal coil lets me know everything I need to know about your relationship with them and the accident that happened. Here's the other thing. I was like, okay, maybe she accidentally got a bad batch from the grocery store, like she says. But if they was just out there in the grocery store, how come a whole bunch of other people didn't get sick? Only the people at your house got sick, and you're an experienced mushroom forager, and she had a food dehydrator, right? And her husband was up at the hospital like, she threw out her food dehydrator, right? And she was like, yeah, the reason that I threw it out, let me explain to you. What happened was I had dehydrated the mushrooms and I thought I might get in trouble. So I threw it away so that no suspicion was pointed at me. Girl, all the suspicion. And I'm looking at you suspicious. I'm looking at you like, number one, don't need nothing at her house. When she goes to jail, because she's likely going to go to jail, don't need nothing that she makes over there in her bunk. This story has everything. You have a homicidal, soon-to-be ex-wife. Girl, did you think you was going to get custody of the kids? You was just going to wipe them all out and nobody was going to come and testify against you in court? Now all the neighbors are like, hello, I seen her. I seen the food dehydrator in the trash can. She served me mushrooms once. Everybody who ever got mushrooms from her is like digging through their freezer and throwing them out right now because she's dangerous. But then she went and did the thing that you're never supposed to do. She gave a press conference. And I was like, oh, let me watch her little press conference. So she gets up on her press conference and she's like, I don't know what happened. Oh my goodness, my loved ones, I am devastated. Oh, she squeezed her face together real hard. But child, that was a real housewife cry. You know a real housewife cry where you messing up your face and you making crying noises, but not one tear falls, not one. Okay. I seen it. Go back and watch the video. She's like, ooh, this is terrible. Oh my God. Girl, you should have put some Vicks or something under your eyes to make your eyes water, diced up an onion or something like that. Because I'm looking at you like, that's a real good sad face. It's sad that it's no tears. Look, if this was me, I would have got me one of them triangles. You know how you fold a napkin to like a point and you just like dab it in the corner of your eye? What she needed was a triangle because at least that way she could pretend like tears was coming out. Because I slowed it down to slow motion. And I watch everything at super fast speed. I slowed it down to super slow motion. And I was like, are there tears? Are there slow motion tears? You know what I found? Not one tear. Girl, you going down, Miss Erin, and I will be watching every single moment of it. Now, the Daily Mail has this story, which basically is like me giving the news. The Daily Mail is like news adjacent. They basically a gossip rag. They are my favorite gossip rag next to People Magazine. But People Magazine just takes the statement that your publicist gives and just runs it word for word. Because they like, we for the people. We also for the publicists. We would just like to sell our nice magazine, please and thank you. The Daily Mail is like, we found this little tidbit of fact, and we had this other dude who was unauthorized digging through your garbage, and we just gonna put all that together and then just like put some sauce on it, and we gonna put it out here on the interwebs, and everybody's gonna know, well, it's from the Daily Mail. You can't take that for gospel. Child, that's like watching me for the news. You're not over here for news. It's entertainment. The Daily Mail is strictly entertainment, and I am entertained. I am entertained every time I read they rag, and it's my favorite rag. It is my favorite. Wearing themselves with facts. Come on now. Anyway, so I will be watching this story closely. Because Miss Erin Patterson, what they gonna make the movie? What is the movie about you gonna be called? What kind of mushrooms are they gonna use? And then listen, can you ever eat a mushroom again and trust it? Because now every mushroom, I love mushrooms. I go to the grocery store and I get me some nice mushrooms, and it turns out, because I did the research, normal mushrooms that you get at the store, those are grown indoors. They're never out in nature, and it's like a total controlled environment, whatever. Now every time I eat a mushroom, I'm like, is this going to poison me? Is this a portobello, or is this a death cap? I don't know. My neighbor has mushrooms in her front yard. I think because it rained a whole lot and it's under the trees or whatever. And I'm looking at them mushrooms like, I think those mushrooms might not kill you, but I don't know. I'm not trying to try. My dogs can't have them. Let the squirrels eat them, or whoever eats mushrooms in nature. I don't know who eats mushrooms in nature that you just find out here on the ground. Didn't your whole life your mama told you don't eat nothing off the ground? And now this heifer's out here just picking up stuff off the ground and putting it in her dehydrator or putting it in her kid's stomach. It's bad business. It's bad business. But the mushroom foragers over there in Australia, they're like, we would just like everybody to know that this heifer is lying. I have, of course, summarized her statement. But they were like, that's not how that went down. She's a lying sack of sugar. And we just want you to know that there are plenty of people who can forage mushrooms and they're safe. Not her. Don't need nothing coming out of her house, because we know for a fact she's a lying sack of sugar. Listen, in other news, this morning I got up because, I can't be staying up late, all this beauty rest I need and stuff. So, I got up early and I'm making me a little nice cup of coffee and I'm relaxing, making a batch of dog food because the dogs is almost out of dog food. And I was like, what am I going to listen to? Should I listen to something true crimey? Wait a minute. Last night was the season premiere of Sisterwives. Child, season 18. Okay. So as Sisterwives does, not a whole lot happened, but everything happened. So this is what you need to know about Sisterwives, right? You can miss all 18 seasons and then just watch like Coming Up On or this season and be totally caught up, right? And in fact, you can skip, wait till they get to episode 5 or 6 and then just watch the Coming Up On or Previously On. You got everything you need to know because they pack a whole lot of nothing in every single episode. But I am there for the whole lot of nothing every single moment. So I was like, okay, this is the season where all the wives will leave. And so I need to know everything. This is my favorite thing about this show. Miss Christine Brown, honey, Christine Brown could not be happier. She's like, I left this fool. My life is simple. It is easy. Oh my God. And at the time today's episode was filmed, I don't even know if she had met her new boo yet. She was just like positively giddy with her life. And Cody and Robin, positively miserable about everything, suffering and sad. Everybody in this family is like, it's terrible. It's all terrible. Christine is like, hello, how are you? I'm living my best life. Child, Christine is everything. And Janelle was like, look, my kids is grown. I'm living the life I want to live. I'm doing what I want to do. I don't have to be bothered with his behind. Child, this is good for me. And then they showed in the Coming Up On where she basically cusses him out. I'm just waiting with bated breath. Perched, honey, perched, waiting for her to cuss him all the way out. My only regret is that the TLC probably won't air the full cussation because I'm going to need to see the full cussation with the transcript so I can slow it down and just savor and enjoy. Now, Robin Brown, Miss Robin Sullivan Brown has a plan. She's like, okay, Mary, this is what we're going to do. Cody is a monster, but if we all get together and act real nice and good, then maybe he'll go back to being a good husband to me. Now, what I need y'all to do, other wives, be nice and just cater to him so I can go back to being the favorite wife, because now that he's miserable, my life is not that happy and it's not that good. So I'm gonna need all y'all to fall back in line. Could you please get back together with him and let him treat you badly so he could treat me good, please and thank you. And the other wives are like, yeah, nah, that's not how that's gonna go. And she's like, what are we gonna do? You notice how often she says me, my, and I. This is not my family. This is not what I had planned. I. She's singing me in the key of I. Girl, your life is falling apart, Miss Robin Brown. It's falling all the way apart. And you know what your prize is? Cody. Good luck with that, because you know, and I know he's no prize. And I'm like, for 18 seasons, we have watched Cody treat these women like garbage, absolute garbage. And Robin has been like, please turn over your paycheck to Cody because I need to buy some Hummel figurines and some other mindless stuff to put in my McMansion. Because, yes, y'all over there living in shoe boxes and tents and yurts and stuff, but this mansion is not going to buy itself. I need something good for my kids at my house. You could come to my mansion. Now what you got, Robin, is a nice big mansion with the mean, nasty Cody in it. And it seems like if he had 3 wives and he was throwing a hump into all these women, which, ew, but now she has to take the brunt of all of that. No wonder she's upset. No one. I would be upset too. He coming at you with, I wonder if his nether regions also has male pattern baldness. Like it's only hair on the sides and none in the middle. Child, I cannot. But whatever, it's going to be what it's going to be. Listen, I need to get myself together. I need to take a shower. I need to do some makeup, put in my contact lenses, do the whole thing and get out of here and get on with the rest of my day. But I had to drop by and say, hey, y'all, hey, and talk about Erin Patterson, the mushroom lady. This story is so good. I even remember her name. You don't remember nobody's name? Half this channel is me messing up people's names and getting facts wrong. But you're not here for facts. You're not here for news. You here for the gossip, the rumor, and the innuendo of it all. But listen, today we have a lunchtime true crime. We're going to talk true crime. I don't remember which one it is today, but you'll see it there at lunchtime. Okay, y'all have a great, safe day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.